From this to this. How does it work? What is the journey that these fabrics go through? How long does it take? And what's the whole story behind this? Welcome back to Narcis Hostel channel. And in this video, we'll talk about Ghalam Kari. Ghalam Kari is the name of one of the oldest and most popular handicrafts of Iran. It is also done in other parts of the Middle East and India. But the variety of this art in Iran is amazing, and it is mainly concentrated in the city of Isfahan, which is also where we are. In the broad sense, Ghalam Kari is the art of imprinting a pattern on fabric. This was developed and really took shape in Isfahan during the Safavid era in the 16th century because it was back then that Isfahan was the capital of Persia. Today, Qalam Kari is one of the most popular handicrafts even among the people of Isfahan because of how versatile and useful it is. A Qalam Kar fabric can be used as tablecloth, surface decorations, praying mat, bags, handkerchiefs, and basically as anything that uses fabric. It can be used as scarves and other clothing items as well, and it just looks absolutely beautiful. But how are they made? The journey starts with the fabric itself. Fabrics used in Ghalam Kari are usually 100% cotton because of how it absorbs and holds color. If you've seen our caution carpet video, you know about the traditional man-operated apparatus that are used in making fabrics. If you haven't seen it, check out the link in the description. However, nowadays, those kinds of fully mechanical operations aren't efficient. So the fabric is made using these semi-automatic machines. They've almost exactly the same way of operation as the old ones, but these work with a motor. The workers only have to reload the spool with threads. Here you can see the spool shooting out to the other side in slow-mo. From here, the full cotton fabrics are ready for the next steps. In general, the process of painting and imprinting on the fabrics is a mix of two things, coloring and washing. In the process of making a work of Ghalam Kari, the work could be washed up to 3 times. To see the process, we went to the infamous Nakhchivan Square, which is the center place for most of the handicrafts of Isfahan. Here, we went to the Fakhfuri brothers' workshop. This workshop is a historical monument. It has been here for 400 years, and it has never changed function through these years. This is a photo of the workshop entrance from 130 years ago. Here, one of the brothers of Fakhfuri kindly showed us the whole process of imprinting. The prints are done by tapping wooden stamps in color, putting the stamp on the fabric, and then patting it very hard to get the pattern uniformly on the surface. But before looking at the colors and patterns, let's see where these stamps come from. These stamps are made in separate workshops that just do this. They just make stamps. There are only a few of these workshops left, unfortunately, but these guys have been doing this almost their entire life. What happens here is that they first imprint the pattern on the wood, and the wood is made from pear tree or hawthorn tree. And that's because these woods are very dense, so they can imprint fine details on the wood without getting scraps and split shards. And they're hard, so they can withstand the many years of getting thumped on the head in the workshops. When the pattern is put on the wood, then the master starts carving it out.
این مرحله‌ش تموم میشه با قلم و چکش اضافه‌های چوبا درش میاریم الان اینا اضافه است با قلم و چکش همش در میاد.
They make up to 5 stamps for the same motif. Let's go back to the Ghalam Kari workshop to see why that is. See, in Ghalam Kari, there are up to 5 colors used, which are black, red, blue, yellow, and rarely green. If you have experience in hand printing and silk screen printing, these colors are familiar to you. And the process is kind of the same. First in line is the black that sets the ground for the patterns and the layout of the design. Then it's time for the red, then the yellow, and then the blue. And that's why there are different stamps for the same motif, because each is for a different color. In workshops, usually each color is done by a separate master in the line. The colors are traditionally natural and each need different ingredients for making. For example, the black color is made from iron dust, walnut peels, and this natural gum. This gum is actually in all of the colors. It gives the colors more consistency and makes them thicker so they wouldn't leak into the fabric and ruin the design. Also, before stamping the stamp in color, the color is spread on a drum. This drum is covering a bed of the same gum that we talked about, so it is bouncy and elastic. This way, the surface always remains flat, and so when the stamp is dabbed on the surface, the color is spread evenly on every part of the surface of the stamp. So as a result, the pattern on the fabric ends up being uniform in color all through the work.
اینجوری بعدی که تیر رو می‌ریزیم آره بعدی راو که این انعطاف داشته باشه ببین.
Then it's all stamp after stamp after stamp. To protect their hand from getting ruined, they wear a leather and cloth padding, or at least they should. This workshop has seen years and years and generations of artists going through this process with countless different pattern mixes.
حدود 200 سال سابقه اینجا بود که برمیگرده پدر بزرگ پدرم میگم من 5 سالم بوده اینجا بود یعنی ما مدرسه هم متاسفانه همین پشت بوده یعنی راه فراری نداشتیم که بریم توی میدون بازی کنیم و
Look at this room in the back of the workshop. So many Ghalam Kari fabrics with different patterns. It's like walking into a small backyard garden. But the job isn't done yet. These colors aren't fixed on the fabric yet, and for that there are a couple of different steps. First, the works are laid out under the sun for a day to fully dry the color and fixate it to some degree. Then they're put in a bath of steam for an hour to cook the colors and fixate them more. And finally, they're washed in the current of Zayanderud River to wash away the color residue and dust. At last, they're laid out under the sun for the last time to dry, and they're ready to be shipped out to the bazaar. Here is one of the beautiful shops in the heart of Nakhchivan Square in Isfahan. As I said, Qalam Kari is one of the handicrafts that is as useful as it is decorative. And because it is much easier to make than things like carpet and metal engraving works, Qalam Kari works are created a lot and they're bought and used a lot. And through years, Qalam Kari has been a favorite buy for most tourists that visit Isfahan. Like other handicrafts that we have covered so far, Qalam Kari isn't just something pretty made in a workshop. It's a culture and society made around it. You can see that in this notebook. Master Fakhfuri had so many fond memories from the tourists that had visited him through the years, and he was still in contact with some of them. The community and the culture around each handicraft is one of the things that gives it life. Unfortunately, with the number of tourists coming to Iran getting closer and closer to zero, this beating heart of handicrafts is also nearing a flat line, and all remaining in the middle of the threads is flowers and old memories. But not if you're interested in these arts and handicrafts, like we were, because we bought one of the pieces for the hostel.
I'm going to buy it for the hostel.
Please don't forget to watch our other videos in the handicraft series. By the way, if you're interested in the handicrafts and you want to purchase any of them, contact us. The contact info is in the description. If you liked the video and you're interested in handicrafts, culture, and everything about Iran, please subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comments what else you want to see. By the way, thank you for 1,000 subscribers. This was such a milestone for us. Looking forward to connecting with more and more people. Talking to you from Narcissus Hostel in Isfahan, Iran. We're waiting to see you here in the hostel and in the next video. Thank you.